I went back in time and I got my hair. Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. Get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
you're
standing up. Easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fairy.
So when JJ52 says, will Raygun make the 53? No, she's cut. Sorry, let's go.
You're not going to take Ray, guys. I know a place, Western Pennsylvania, where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long snap.
PhD, call her Dr. Boogie or Dr. Get Down and tell her that she has a PhD. Get down. Like, play the music, you know.
You know what? If she'd had some bling, and looked like LL Cool J and Bubba, they're going to knock you out, she might have won.
Alrighty, Steelers Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia and also Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Bubba, how good is that intro?
That is so good. It makes me want to get up and dance, but I can't. But yeah, that's Shane. I don't know where he comes up with half this stuff. You know, I really don't.
He's a character. You guys are characters. Mm-hmm. We'll be doing this show hopefully every week, and we're going to try and find this a new time today. It's your Tuesday, my Wednesday. So top 5 Tuesday. Shane's a bit busy at the moment because we've got some different things going on with timing. So right now Shane is out here talking about WV. Is it West Virginia?
Smoking a cigarette. Yeah, his buddy's smoking a cigarette or talking to West Virginia football.
Yeah, having a beer. So we're kind of together, but not together. So I sent him a link. He might come on after. So they're talking West Virginia football. Actually, I got to start watching football now too, like their style. So he's with us, but not with us. And yeah, so every week we're going to do this on your channel, Steelers Dynasty Podcast, and mine. I did want to go today with some like negative talk. Like I was going to go top 5 concerns.
I can't see you do a negative talk though, because you don't do negative talk.
I just can't because it's only based on the last preseason game wasn't the best. It was rough, right? Rough, like a dog. Okay. Then I started thinking, let's talk more and flip the script. Everyone's talking about how there's no O-line, the quarterback sucks, all this kind of stuff, and it's preseason football. And we're not even, until yeah, always. Every time. Then I started thinking, like, okay, the game's coming up. I can't watch. I'll be busy at work, and I'll probably be sleeping. It's not my time. It's your 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, let's talk about top 5 players. You and I go back and forth, and maybe Shannon can catch us later. Top 5 players to change the narrative, to flip the script. Top 5 players are going to have an outstanding game, and then Steelers Nation will be like, oh my God, look at that. Oh, we're back.
Yeah, it'll take them. It'll be like this. Because like I said off camera, ESPN has been having a Steelers quarterback thing for the last 3 days, and that's more footage we got on ESPN in the last couple of years.
Cowherd, I think still a fan. What's his name? I can't remember the guy's name. There's a few of them out there.
Yeah. He's and then Stephen A. Smith.
He's out there calling us out. Mark Schlareth, he's an okay bloke, but he's calling out Russell Wilson and saying he's awful. Dan Orlovsky, the same guy that ran backwards into the. I can never take the guy's opinion seriously. If you give yourself a safety, I don't respect what you say. I'm sorry. He forced himself into the back of the end zone and got 2 points, and he forgot where he was on the field. How are you an analyst? That makes me laugh. Well, they're all going after us, so yeah. But let's start with top 5. Yeah, top 5 players from 5 to 1, and we can't choose each other's players. Top 5 players who can flip the script and turn the narrative around and say Steelers have a pretty promising season or opening season start near the Falcons. Who you got? 5.
Okay, my top 5. I'm going to take him early because you'll probably take him before me. He's not getting any just due, but I think he's not. It's preseason. Like I'm not worried about anything he does. I believe he's going to be doing. He's going to turn it on. So I'm going with my number 5th pick is Russell Wilson, because if he doesn't change the narrative, he's got to, you know what I mean? Like that's the big key, one of the big keys. That's why I had to get him like top 5 before you did.
Yeah, I would have had Wilson somewhere. I was going to make him number 5. I would have had him somewhere on my list. And obviously they're not ranked in order, but Wilson's definitely up there. I think his bad performance is not giving much hope into Steeler Nation, and fans out there. But I was watching the games last night with him versus some teams. I think his last game was versus the Patriots, and they sat him after that when he was with Denver. They sat him in those last 2 games. I think he really ended awkwardly with the Peyton, the coach, Sean Payton, and the boss and the owner. I think he's been hard done by in that sense. And yes, I did watch him reps and him watching playing the game. He does run around a lot crazy. He does ad-lib a bit. He was getting sacked a fair bit. There was a few fumbles here and there. But that in sense too breaks down with the O-line. It's not all on Wilson. I don't know if he's going to be a spectacular player. But it doesn't help his cause what happened last week because everyone's going after him. But if he comes out against the Lions and has a great drive, mate,
they'll forget about it. That's Steelers fans, man. We always forget.
Yeah. So if he has a good drive, I think we're on one. I wanted to grab one, but I thought you were going to go for was that you keep talking about the running back Edwards because Jalen Warren's out now, right?
Yeah. For 2 to 4 weeks.
Edwards. I'm going to go him. So I'm going to go if he steps up, then we're going to forget about our bad O-line play. If he's running through and gets like 80 yards on Saturday's game versus the Lions, Daijun Edwards could be the guy to be the number 3 running back. What do you think about
that? That's a good pick. Because I talked about him in a couple shows we had. So, I mean, yeah, that's a real good pick. Oh, man,
you said he was from like
Georgia.
Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Daijun Edwards, the rookie, so he might be stepping up, and if he has a big game, in that sense, then all this O-line talk around, Edwards too. All this talk about how bad the O-line is and how bad we're struggling and can't move the ball, and the Arthur Smith offense sucks. Well, and that's nothing. It's only one game, and we're back on the moving train again. So I went Edwards at 5. G'day, Seth. What's going on? What's your number 4?
Number 4. He hasn't even been on the field yet. So when he's on the field, he changes the whole narrative, the whole game, the whole season, everything. And it's got to be TJ Watt. I mean, Watt, as soon as he's going to – the narrative are – as soon as he walks on the field, it's already changed the narrative. He's sitting on the sidelines with his headset, throwing a football around. So that already is going to change the narrative once he just lines up on the outside.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play against the Lions, but once he comes towards the Falcons,
yep,
yeah, it's
game on.
It's we forget about the preseason and we move on. What's going with Shane's got 4 guests in here, mate? We're doing something wrong. Who are these people?
I have no idea. Dudes. Looks like a boy pop band.
Yeah, they're all together. That's crazy. He's doing very well over there. On
2 guys, 2 older guys on the one side and 2 younger guys on the other side. That's funny.
It's a big tag team right there. I like that one because obviously it's not real football right now, and we were tricked last year with the Kenny Pickett experiment and the Matt Canada crap that we saw. Right. And TJ Watt comes to diverse.
Yeah, once he comes on, that changes the whole. Yeah, it just changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah, we forget about it, right? We go, we are a good team. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
yeah. I was watching too. I watched 2 games last night. I watched Steelers versus Bengals, the 40-minute game of that, and I watched Steelers versus Ravens, and he was on fire. TJ Watt was on fire during the Bengals game. They sacked the not Burrow, the other guy, Jake Browning. Like a few times. They would get into the backfield like straight away. Highsmith had a fantastic game around the outside. Boom, Yeah. So you're saying when TJ's back, all is forgotten.
Oh yeah. It changes because when he's not in, when he doesn't play in a regular season, we're 1-11. I mean, so he changes the dynamics if he plays. If he doesn't play, it changes dynamics in another way. We're not even talking about that. But I mean, him sitting on the field, walking on the field changes the whole dynamics. He's one play away of changing any game that he plays in. One play away.
I'm going to go with the massive, obvious, I guess, elephant in the room. That's Broderick Jones. I think if Broderick Jones has a better game versus the Lions, he has better reps in 3-4 series, then we go, oh, hang on. Oh, maybe it was just a bad game. Players can have bad games, right? Now, Claypool had a bad game every single week. That's the difference. But I feel like players can have some bad games. I watched as well last night. I saw reps and he was playing right tackle. Pass coverage, he's a bit sketchy. He does rely more on his physical assets maybe than skills from what I saw, and I'm not a coach. But run blocking, amazing. He upfield, clears the lane, Najee's behind him, Warren's behind him. He's pushing guys out of the way. He played right tackle pretty much near the end of the season, and now he's got the injury. So I don't know if they're going to play him or not, but I feel like Steeler Nation has been a bit too harsh on him in his second year in preseason football. They seem like they ripped up the contract. Oh no, he's gone. We don't need him.
I've seen articles where they said he's a bust already.
I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
I know.
He can turn around in this game versus the Lions and play better snaps and better protection, and better run game in 3 or 4 series. And I think we're just like, it must have been a bad game. So, I've got Jones there. I think that's they're probably one of my biggest one. I'll probably choose out of the 5. Who's your 3?
Oh, number 3 could change the narrative. His narrative. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm not going to go with the obvious one. I'm going to go with Darnell Washington because because we don't know how, if he gets in the red zone and gets a couple of touchdowns, he's already changed what he did from last year. So if he gets the ball a little bit and they feed him a little bit, it already changes his narrative. And I'll go with that. That's what I'll go with.
Yeah, he hasn't been used too much, I don't think, in the last 2 preseason games. But same thing as Broderick Jones last year. They used him a bit more in the run blocking too. I did see 1 catch, but he hasn't been used too much in the passing, I guess, concepts or
right. He should be in the red zone. You know what I mean? Like he's big in the red zone. Let him. He's 6'8".
Yeah.
Something that'll give him something a little bit more, because that tight end department. It should be an asset to the Steelers this year more than ever.
I'm going to go with a sneaky one. I'm going to go offense too. I'm going to go with my number 3, Calvin Austin. I think if he has a solid game,
good pick.
Were you going to go him?
I was.
Yeah, I went him for a few reasons. This whole receiver talk is about the Ayuk stuff. That's gone. That if we get him now, I'd be highly shocked if they were to get Ayuk. It's not happening.
Nobody. Nope.
They don't want to trade for him now. It's too much money, too many picks. The Steelers got their side. They're trying to gel with who they got with Pickens and those kind of guys. Calvin Austin, I love the way he plays. He's a small fella, but he still plays with a big bang out there. And if he can return a few yards for a punt return, that's his job. It's his job anyway, but he's going to make it solid. It's going to be dead set his job. He won't lose it for sure. And also, if they can use him in the offensive schemes, getting the ball 2 or 3 times with some big plays, then maybe it's going to calm down Steeler Nation a bit in terms of this receiver talk, how we don't have a 2 or 3 or a 4, right? And we yet to see Roman Wilson. So I'm Calvin Austin. He makes 2 or 3 big plays and a big play on the return. I think it's going to give our offense. Oh, hang on, we do have some players on offense. That's going to be my
that's
3.
A good pick.
What about
that was a good pick.
What about your 4? Sorry, I was confused. What about your 2?
Oh my! When we do these and we take them off the board, it's so hard.
Isn't it?
It is very hard. I want to go with my number 1, but I know you'll probably take him. So I'm going to gamble. I'll gamble and thinking that you're not going to take him. So I'm going to take, you know what? And everybody's talking about this guy in the comments too. And that's good. I'm going to take the punter. You know what I mean? The narrative of actually getting off good punts, pinning them guys in so far down by the goal line. So the narrative would be good, because if he does that, that controls the narrative of the defense. And then that's where TJ Watt comes in and strip sack touchdown. So yeah, I'll go with Cam Johnson, the punter, as can control the narrative, because he can, with the punt, I mean, he could, coffin kick it, either way and pin people deep. And, you know what I mean? That's more than we had the last couple of years.
Pretty high average. I just think the team's unit, it hasn't been the best this year. I saw one really funny comment I have to bring up. It was so stupid. One of the guys wrote in one of the, and I shouldn't read him what I do. He wrote on one of the videos and said, "We haven't had a good special teams in 25 years. I was like, that's such a broad comment. 25 years. The teams hasn't been good. That's so crazy to me.
He's full of crap because when Antonio Brown was returning, we had good special teams. So that was less than 20.
But there's more than just like bad punt return defense. Or we've had Chris Boswell for numerous years now. He's up there. Except the NFL doesn't care about Boswell, which I kind of think because we don't need to be a Justin Tucker. I love the way that Chris Boswell is in the background, and he's our kicker. He's going to be one of the best. The comment was pretty off the cuff. I was like, 25 years is a long time. Antonio Brown was our
Randall L. Antonio Brown.
Yeah, it's like punting hasn't been the best sometimes, but Danny Smith has been chewing his gum, and I think guys have been running down there.
Bazooka Joe.
I just don't understand some comments like that. I think it's just way too base. So you're going to go.
I'm going to go with the punter. Yeah, Johnson, because everybody was, you know what I mean? Not because, I hear the audience, but also, too, he can control the narrative, just coughing kick and putting the offense down there into 5 or on the 2 or the 10. And that makes the defense so much better because, hey, when he's kicking the ball, a coughing kick on the 2, it's the third quarter, and you hear Renegade at Heinz Field. I mean, that's a special kind of something.
I just thought of one just then because you were talking about.
You probably did, and then you're probably taking mine. So,
Patterson? No.
Okay,
right. I just thought about Patterson because I've been ragging him a bit. And a lot of the beat writers too have been talking about Cordarrelle Patterson hasn't been used. They haven't used him yet in kickoff return at all. So I don't know if they're waiting to because he was hired for that reason, pretty much to be a KR, and it wasn't going to be Justin Fields. It's going to be Patterson. And I think that that he can calm the narrative down a bit too. That he's there. What's he there for? You know, if he makes a play or if he's out there and not even like 25-yard play, maybe a 15-yard carry or something like that to move and get into the 40 yards, something like that. I think he's going to calm the narrative too that we're a bad team.
Do you think he's going to make the team?
I think he's on this. Exactly right. I think he's like that. I think he's on the edge. I talked about how his speed wasn't up there, and there's also a chance that Daijun Edwards might take his role. And Sean, no, I've been saying that the last 3 weeks. Sorry, not sorry, because he's an older bloke. He's slower. But if he can do something big in this game versus the Lions, has been injured a bit too, I think as well. Then that's going to calm the narrative down. But right now, I see if they were to cut Patterson, they're going to probably get Ward, the running back, or Daijun Edwards to be the third down running back. And then you just find someone to be the kickoff.
Or that quarterback, the 4th-string quarterback, Plumlee, that they've been talking about.
Agree. So that's what Steph says here too. If he doesn't flash a return this week, he should be cut. And that's why I'm saying that in this part, if he shows up to change the narrative around, because he doesn't have it, like there's no real spot for him right now. They haven't showed him. Nope. Your sources are wrong. I'm just saying. I think he's kind of like on the fence. I think he's on the fence, and if he shows, he'll prove me wrong this week. He'll run back for 25 yards. He'll do a running.
If he does that, he's making the team.
Yeah, he's got up there for sure. And Mike,
if he fumbles the ball, say he fumbled that'd be terrible.
Yeah, he'd be out. All right, who's your number 1?
Okay, I thought you would have took him. My number 1 to control the narrative is because he was a free agent. Now he is the number 1 slot, nickel, whatever corner. Beanie Bishop, control the narrative. I mean, he made the team. I mean, 4 months ago, nobody ever heard of him.
I never heard of him. No idea.
Yeah.
Speaking of West Virginia, let's check in with Shane again. He's got like 5 people now.
Holy heck!
What's going on? Hey, Shane.
Family Feud.
Let's go.
Oh my God!
How many people out there?
Guys drinking coffee down there. He's sipping tea.
Oh my goodness!
West Virginia football is just crazy.
But yeah, Dre Toll, good guy. Does a great job. He's one of the better hosts.
They're trying to fill out a fucking team.
Yeah. Well, they got a basketball team.
Like the Brady Bunch. Oh man. That's fantastic. All right, your number 1 is Bishop.
Yep.
Who's my number 1 player? Because you did, mine was going to be Wilson. It was if no one's taking, I was going to say Wilson.
Okay.
That would have been in there somewhere.
Well, I had to take him first because if I let him go, you were going to get him.
Yeah, who's the number one player who can really flip the narrative? Like, we're a terrible team. We're a shit team. Oh, this sucks. The world's over. Who's the number? I'm trying to think who the number one team.
It's hard. It's hard.
Do you know if Troy Falatano playing? Is he playing? No, he's not playing.
Not yet. No. They might move him to guard though. Wasn't he his natural position guard? Because now Herbig's hurt.
I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go with Justin Fields. But if I choose Justin Fields, then that's not going to really calm anyone down. It's going to ramp everyone up.
Yeah. Well, that you got to hope that he actually gets to start. You're gambling. Yeah. That's a gamble.
Well, if I go with him and say that he plays well in the preseason game, and then it's just going to cause that. But it's not a bad thing for me, for my mindset, if Justin Fields plays well, because it'd be 1-2. But in the mindset of the media right now is going nuts around.
Oh, they want him. They want him.
I need some help, man. Who do you think I should go? Not because I was going to choose Wilson at some stage.
Okay, so what other person on the offense can control his narrative, because he probably wants to, because he wasn't getting this.
The only other one I can really think of is the receiver 2 thing with Van Jefferson. If he plays some good reps again, but I think he's played well enough to solidify that. I'd probably say maybe Van Jefferson makes 2 big plays. Oh, that's a good one. I think that's a good one too, to calm it down. Yeah. I'll go with Van Jefferson, but the reason being is I think the receiver. I don't think they're going to play Pickens this week much. I think the receiver, if Van Jefferson plays 4 catches, 40, 50 yards, has control of the offense, helps Wilson or Fields out, then Van Jefferson will be number 2, and then we're going to calm down a bit more. I don't know. Hopefully. But what are your thoughts about Meatball Hayward as well?
Well, he's probably going to be the fullback and tight end. He's probably going to beat that Jack guy out, maybe, just because he's a Hayward. So he's going to be the number 3 tight end. So,
you know what would have been a fun one to think of? If Jack Coletto had, if he had a massive game, then I think Steel Nation's going to lose their mind.
Yeah,
they had Kendrick Green last year playing fullback reps, remember? And then we thought he was going to be fullback.
Yep.
All right, let's do a bit of a summary. He did have the first. Yeah, G'day Jamie says the Hayward had the first TD of the preseason. The bit of rollout there. And Seth says here, did y'all take CA3? Yeah, I took him 3rd because I think if he has a good punt return and some good reps at receiver, I think it's going to calm us down and get ready for the season. So basically, I took a lot of receivers. You went with Wilson. It was a great pick, Wilson. So your 5 is Wilson. Pretty much. Why? Just because you need him to play good football?
Well, yeah, we need him to. Yeah, I mean, because they're running him out of Pittsburgh out here, man. The news media, ESPN, local, the Fan, 93.7 The Fan. They are not looking down upon this acquirement of Wilson right now.
Those 5 drives, and they're trying to talk about quarterback competition at the same time. Both players didn't play well. And now they're really throwing him out. I think sometimes I do wish that Mike Tomlin would just say he's a quarterback number 1. Do you know what I mean?
He's not.
They announce. He never does. He's his own, and then maybe that's why he's successful, because the Raiders announced their quarterback number 1 is Minshew.
Yeah, the guy from Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but Mike Tomlin, we know him. He's never going to announce the quarterback number 1 until 2 days before the game.
Yeah,
I like your pick, man. I think Wilson is pretty much I think Wilson and Jones are the ones who can flip the narrative. If they play good football and Wilson just plays normal football and does some good passes and moves the team down the field, it's going okay. TJ Watt, because once we get to Falcons versus TJ Watt versus Kirk.
Once he walks on the field, it changes the whole narrative.
We always forget about how good Watt is. He's fantastic. Then you went Washington as well. Get him a pass.
Yeah. Well, get him into the offense besides blocking, and use that big frame in the red zone. That could be he could be a super weapon if they use him right,
Sean says here, numero uno, Arthur Smith, after we put up 30 on the Lions. I'd be okay with that. I'd be a bounce back with that. Kyle Allen might play too. He might play as well.
Well, you got people Saturday just trying to get a job, so they're going to throw everything out and everything against the wall to try to make this team or practice squad or do something. I mean, if you make the practice squad, you're still getting paid to play football. You know.
Then you went number 2, Johnston, the Aussie kicker.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, I guess, flip the script and flip the field. You know, we've had bad punting for a while. Yep. Then you went corner, Beanie Bishop. Someone said the other day, Beanie Bishop Beanie was fantastic. I don't know. I think it might have been JJ or Jada said that. He's got to get on that. He needs to start selling Beanie Bishop beanies. I like your list. My favorite, your one is probably Wilson. I think if he has a good game, a solid game again preseason, maybe a drive or two, get him out. 3 drives. That's it. Get him out.
Yep.
Get 75 yards, 50 yards, whatever it is, a TD if you can. Sweet. Good night.
Yep.
Then at least going to the Falcons, we go, look pretty good in this time. I had as well, for my top 5, I had Dejan Edwards while Jalen Warren is out. I think some of the running backs is going to step up. If he does, it's going to calm us down for if Warren's out, we have a backup. I had Broderick Jones, and when he steps up again, they'll forget about those 2 bad games. They'll be like, oh, we do have a number 1 pick in Broderick Jones. I had Calvin Austin. It's going to calm us down, flip the narrative as well, because Calvin Austin will do a punt return or something cool on the receiving aspect. And the next minute they'll be like, oh, actually, we do have some receivers. I went Patterson because I think he has to do something, and that would flip the whole script. I'm like, okay, there's a reason why Steelers got him.
That would flip his script. He would.
I think he's on a bit of an edge where he hasn't done too much in training camp. I've heard about, read about. I've heard, nothing too flashy from his perspective in saying we got a veteran. Nothing too much.
No way JJ Watt's playing.
I saw that too.
There's no way. I mean, I would love to see it, but I'd buy a jersey, but he's about 3 years too late. He did say that his phone's on. They need him.
Did they ever call him? But
no, they never called him.
Will Omar Khan do it? Probably not.
No,
I wouldn't be against it. That'd be cool.
About 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago. Remember when before he went to Arizona? I would have took him when he was shopping around for teams, and he went to Arizona. If the Steelers would have took him, I'd have bought a jersey.
If that would kind of flip the narrative. If they would have signed him tomorrow, I think we'd forget about a lot of the Wilson and offensive line stuff. We'd be like, oh my goodness, JJ Watt's a Steeler. That'd be insane.
Well, that would turn the mass media around here on its.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have to even play him that much. I don't think.
No,
he's playing sparingly.
Third down. Just play every third down.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to see him. I know that JJ Watt played with Derek Watt, but it would be pretty cool to see him play out there with his brother at right tackle.
How could you stop him? How could you stop either Watt on that side?
Yeah, just get him in the uniform. I think if he's fit enough to play, but he's also running. He owns like a soccer club now too.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. I don't think JJ Watt wants to shine away from TJ. That's a fair point. Get a Roberta. I bet Omar would pay him like $7 million to play 1 year, maybe slightly more. I think I think the odds of him signing Russ slim to none. But if it were to happen, it'd be just a crazy thing to have had 2 Watts in the field. Like, that'd be insane.
If it would have happened before, like I said, before he signed with the Cardinals, that'd have been great because we'd have had him like 4 years sooner, So and he could have made a difference.
Yeah, and my last one of the top 5, I had Van Jefferson. I think to calm the narrative down that we haven't got any receivers and there's no number 2. I think if he has a big game or just a few catches and looks competent and confident in the last preseason game versus the Lions, I think a lot of this stuff can flip the script. Because I don't know about you, it's and fans out there, it does feel like the world has ended because we lost and we looked crap. And it's like they can still figure it out.
But last year this time, we thought they were going to Super Bowl, man. Tickets were bought, drives, every time we got in a drive, we were scoring touchdowns in preseason. We thought Kenny Pickett was the next coming of, Dan Marino. And look what happened. First game, 49ers punched us right in the mouth. So
Seth says here that TJ Watt both won a championship. He does give us a better chance. It would be kind of fun to see him out there and play him with Cam. And I think there'd be a spot for him somehow on the line if they paid him $7 million for a 1 year contract. And I think now Ogunjobi wears 99, so I don't know what he would wear, what number he'd wear, but it'll be kind of crazy to see. Yui says, "Put me in, I'll get a ring." Easy, coach.
Well, just put Yuli in because he's probably driving somewhere. So
yeah. Hey, but that's it. We have, of course, like I said, Shane will be here next time. And it's a quick 30, 35-minute show. You guys got any questions, put in the chat before we go. We're both on Steelers Dynasty Podcast and Steelers Nation Australia. Shane's still going over here.
He's still going.
Crew.
Wow, the other guy disappeared.
Yeah.
Wow, it's West Virginia football, man. It's deep.
Yeah, I said they got more podcasts than players at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I don't know. I kind of want the Lions game to be done with and then just get
so
ready.
Who made the team and go from there. Yeah. And then we see what happens because, Herbig's on IR. I don't know what. I think Spencer Anderson's making his team based because he can do everything. He's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
and Frazier is now Frazier is starting. No matter what, now he's starting no matter what. So who the hell is the second string center?
And same with
Ryan McCollum or something.
Yeah.
Ryan, not that good.
Same with Troy Falatano as well. He'll come back and start playing. But we find out very shortly after the Lions game, I think like the 27th or something like that, when there's roster cuts, or something like that. Something 25th. No, 27th or 28th is when they start doing roster cuts.
He's typing it right now. He's typing. I'm trapped.
On my own show. Oh, man, you got to love it.
Tell him you got to go, Shane. Damn.
Oh, you got to love it.
Oh my
God.
But
do you get that sense though? Like, yeah, we see. I've seen enough football now. It's for the third, fourth string guys to play,
right?
But in terms of the real offense and the real defense with Highsmith and TJ and
that
the
defense is going to stop. That defense is going to keep us in games and it's going to steamroll. And TJ Watt has something to prove this year because last year he got shimed from Myles Garrett shit. 25 sacks he's getting. I'm telling you,
insane.
We
haven't seen them all together with TJ Queen and a Highsmith and Roberts and we haven't seen them all together. We haven't seen JPJ and Minka and TJ together or Cam.
No, this could be the strongest. This could be the strongest inside-outside linebacking core since the Blitzburg days with Kevin Lloyd and Kevin Green and who else? Levon Kirkland. I mean, this could be just a.
I even think with Alex Highsmith too. I think he's going to have a fantastic year as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I just think that we're kind of waiting to see what happens versus the Falcons, and I hope we don't, obviously come out slow and we lose. I don't know, 17 to 6 or something like that. But I would love to see us come out and play some good Najee football, some good Warren football. And win 21 something.
I agree with you on that. I like to see Najee start earlier in the year, getting those 100-yard games instead of 10 games into the season. Start right now. First game, he's chanking out about 105 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone's got any questions, let us know. Put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll get out of here. It's a good top 5, and we'll try and do this every single Tuesday, which is my Wednesday before I go to work. And I think we're kind of like, we love football right now, but the thing is, we're just waiting for that next real game. And when we see the real game, you're like, oh, that's our Steelers. That's what we're
because we're both probably going live right after the game. And
I'll be at work. They'll be on your shoulders. I'll be at work.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be on my shoulders because you know what? I'm calling off because I messed up the calendar, so I calling off. So
it's my 3 a.m. and I figured out to have a successful day at work because I got to work for like 6 hours, 7 hours, and I'm doing a lot of coaching. I can't wake up at 3 because my whole day will be fucked. I'll be so tired. So I'm gonna sleep in. I'm gonna miss it, and then so everyone out there, I won't be doing a live stream on this Saturday, the 1 p.m. But the Falcons game I will be for sure. That's my Monday. Spice says Najee would like to, but the O-line is a problem right now. I think it's only a problem for what we're seeing. I don't think we're seeing everything just yet.
They're not showing nothing in there. They're not putting any effort into it. It's preseason. Because preseason, if you know you already made a team, why you gotta You don't want to show nothing.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing the whole
wanna get
playbook. I
out?
don't think we're seeing all the effort as well.
Well, that you want to get out with no injuries, and look what happened to Herbig. Now he's out for the season with a shoulder. So
Yeah,
you want to.
that sucks. He was out depth. That's a bit of a problem too. I just don't think it's that bad. That bad of it. I think it'll be okay coming forward. Well, I'm going to start to see what happens versus the Falcons and then the next game, and then we'll see where we are in that sense.
Three lines of coke.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Oh man, if I did one line, it'd be good. I'm just saying. I don't know.
What do we have here? The NFL's been lighting TJ up since he came back to the NFL. Yeah, they're funny, man. The NFL's very funny with TJ. Took away his sack. They've been weird with him, I think, for the last few years. He should have won Defensive Player of the Year for sure.
Yep.
Peyton says here, I think he will, to be honest. I think he'll make it. I think he'll be number 5. I think it'll be George Pickens, Roman Wilson, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, and Fitzpatrick. That's my 5. Do you have him in your 5 or 6? Or do you have someone else?
What, Scotty Miller?
Yeah, you're thinking Scotty, yeah? So maybe Scotty Miller or him. I think he'll make it over Scotty Miller, but that's just my guess.
Or they just keep maybe they go light on they get 5 and they keep more into tight ends. Because that tight end department, man, who do you
I think so as well. I think they're going to go 5 wide receivers and then more tight ends this year.
So.
And also he's been playing gunner too, so he's got to start showing out at the gunner position as well for Dez. But he's been on the practice squad the last 2 years, and I don't know. I just think he might have a chance to make it. There you go. So, all right. If anyone got any more questions, we'll get out of here. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks, Bubba, mate. Now, of course,
no problem, brother.
Shane's been busy.
Shane, can we wave at him and tell him we're leaving? He looks so happy. He knows
his own show.
Yeah, he can't even get off of it. I'm gonna rag him tomorrow. Well, he's coming on. Our show is tomorrow. Wednesday,
yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, Shane. I mean, wow.
Yeah,
Terrible.
you guys are on tomorrow for Steelers Dynasty podcast.
Yep.
That's why as well we wanted to split this up and do this co-stream on your channel and my channel the day before. Mm-hmm. So it's not like back-to-back 2 hours of content. It's like 1 hour. He just finished.
Oh, he did. No way. Oh. See if he comes on. Oh, that's a nice picture. All right. Oh, my God. Is that... Oh, my God. Is that funny?
There's a bloke.
Wow.
All right. We'll see if he comes on for a minute. I'll have to invite him again. Let me invite him.
He's still bitching about it.
Hang on.
Oh, my God.
Shane, let's get him on.
I've been like, hey guys, we're wrapping it up, man. We're done talking about the 1985 West Virginia team.
The 1985.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what they're
talking
about.
We'll wait 5 minutes, see if he comes and says hello, because it is his show too. For all of us at top 5. Maybe I'll give him a quick 5 players who he's looking forward to. But no, I'm dead set. Like I was thinking last night, we're now in the territory, Bubba, of it's still a podcast season. You know what I mean? It's still a podcast season. We are ready to go.
I love doing these. I actually doing the Steeler podcasts is more stress relieving than everything else I do. So I rather do Steeler podcasts.
It's a good zone out, right? It's a good, like, life goes on. I think people in the chat, we can talk football. And you can zone out. And today is one of the best days outside too. It's like nice and warm. It's coming into my spring. It's going into your fall.
Yep.
Football's around the corner. Now. Don't worry about Steelers versus Lions. Start to think about Steelers versus Falcons. Start to think about TJ Watt versus Kirk Cousins. You know? And
he gets 3 sacks.
How do we stop Bijan Robinson? All that kind of stuff.
George, I don't know who was on West Virginia in 1985. I have no idea. Jeff Hostetler. He was a Giant. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Around in 1985.
Yeah, 85. They weren't a very good team, I don't think.
And didn't the Falcons just like sign Justin Simmons to the safety? They signed Matthew Judon. Yeah, they got a lot of star players there. They got Ray McLeod apparently. So Kyle Pitts is tight end. So I'm more curious about that. Do you know what I mean? Than this Lions game. I'm more curious about what's going to happen versus Falcons in I think 17 days.
I don't even have a chance to watch it, so I'll be doing other stuff. Saturday afternoon at 1. So I didn't get to watch the Buffalo game. So
19 days, I'm pretty sure, when the season's back. So 3 weeks. You know what I mean? We have 3 weeks for actual football.
September 9th.
Yeah, for real football. Not just like versus Lions this week.
Yep. It all counts. Everything counts. Because you want to start off, we need to start off like, good, positive. We don't need to be behind.
I would be happy to see like a game if we weren't the best team out there, but we were to get Najee getting 100 yards. I think Pickens having a day. Wilson looking confident, not the best player out there, but confident. And then Shane's coming in a minute. And then I would be happy to see a team win. I don't know. Yeah, not 20-7 or something.
I'd be happy with that.
Shano, you good, mate?
Holy heck!
What's going on, mate?
Do you have a minute for me to complain, or just tell you what was up?
Yeah, you're a prisoner. You're a prisoner in your own YouTube channel.
I did the voice of college football. I love doing the show. Okay, it's good. Then I'm like, let's do mine. So I delayed it longer than I should have. I said instead of 9:15, it was 9:45. So it went on about 9:30. Getting ready to close up shop, and then we invite some folks in, and it was it just got out of hand. So
yeah, we were.
But I told them I only want to go an hour, so
you just reliving the glory days.
Yeah, you had like 6 or 7 people in your thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like 8 at one point, but I think most of them were on the show.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
The one guy gets carried away, and he just he says the same stuff, and he at least had a shirt on this week. And if you watched last week, he didn't have a shirt on.
That helps. So today we did top 5 players who are going to change the narrative, right? I'm gonna just quickly ask you your top 5. So basically, the question was, what top 5 players that need to have a great game to change the Steel Nation's perspective from "holy F, we suck" to we're a good team. What 5 players do you think that, and you might have doubles or we did, said what top?
I would have doubles, but I tried not. I couldn't watch because I was doing my show. But first of all, you have a lot of folks starting to really shit on the quarterbacks, and rightly so. They have, but is it the offensive line or is it the quarterback?
Could be both.
So I think it's a little combination of both. So I think, Russell Wilson, Fields. Okay. I know you guys probably said this already. Russell Wilson, Fields.
We didn't say Fields, though. We said Russell.
We did not.
I said Russell Wilson.
Fields. He has to do better. I would have to say, Najee. And then
nobody said him. Nobody said him.
And Jaylen Warren, because he's not. He's hurt, and
he's out. Yeah, he's out.
He's out.
So he comes back in the Falcons game. That definitely will flip the narrative too, because Bubba said TJ Watt in terms of not this game versus the Lions, but in 18 days' time, TJ Watt slipped on the field. No one's going to worry about how bad we look. It's like, we got TJ Watt. Right.
That's my fifth Watt, but. Those are the guys that can change the narrative, and they're the guys that have the most impact on the club. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, 2 of those spots or 2 of those names are filled in the same spot, and it's not like you have a backup filling in for a hurt quarterback. You have 2 quarterbacks that are suspect that you're rolling the dice on. It's like 2 lottery tickets or scratchers. You gotta, there's no sure thing. Najee's probably the closest thing to a sure thing, but when you have your offensive line and your quarterback not pulling the load, it doesn't matter how good he is. Like, I just watched a high school game. The defensive line that they were scrimmaging had 2 6'5" guys and 6'8" guy. The other, the other team on the other side of the ball, their offensive linemen are anywhere from 5'8" to 6 foot. It doesn't matter how good your running back is. If you have that if you have that, that just variance of like quality in all O line, and I just haven't seen the O line that has been solid since Pouncey. Starks.
Yeah, well, now we're going with, I guess, Frazier, and he's got to work his way up to that.
Well,
Right?
he's doing good, but I'm the one who was banging a cowbell for him, and I think he's fantastic. But he's still a baby.
Still rookie.
Yeah, 100%.
It's different if he was a rookie. If he was a rookie with say he was a rookie and he had Max Starks beside him, or Foster, or guys like old guard guys, or
Faneca. Yep.
Those guys, it would be like, he would be lights out. But when you have it, it doesn't matter how good you look if the guy's getting in if you have your responsibility to the right and the guy's getting in 2 gaps down from you, it still looks like shit. You know what I mean? Like it's the Steelers are. I mean, after watching it, I watched it here and there. I watched the replay, and I didn't watch it hyped up. I kind of took my time, watched it, actually analyzed it. And I'm not a coach, but I'm not feeling the same optimism I felt, 10 days ago. We'll see, guys. Next week, we'll see exactly what happens. But
that's why we wanted to do this one about changing the narrative, because I think Broderick Jones can change it again if he plays better. Russell Wilson can change it again if he plays better. Other guys like that. But you're right, on the offensive line right now, it's Dan Moore, who plays left tackle. It's Ciamalo. He's they played better last year, but maybe it's an off game. I don't know. And he said Frazier is fairly new to the team. Troy Falatano, right tackle, he's injured right now. He's really new to the team, or they're both new, right? And then James Daniels, it's not flowing in the last 2 games, and maybe you need to see it better. I'm just hoping that the practice looks better than it does on the field in game time. And then when it comes to game time for the Falcons. But we'll do one more question for you, Shane. I'm going to play the video you didn't see for the outro. Man. I've made a new video for us. And then, but you can answer this question, and then we'll get out of here. Hayden says from Steelers Dynasty Podcast says, who's QB1, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields?
Well, I said, and you guys laughed at me, but I think Fields is going to be the quarterback eventually. And I'm not talking next year, but I mean, a couple weeks down the road. And I thought it was going to be because Russell gets hurt, but it might be because they just realized that there's not much of a drop off and there's more of an upside for Fields. Just he might, Russell might be
not in the 4th game though. Not in the 4th game. It ain't happening.
I don't know. It might be the 3rd game.
No, that's not happening there either.
I don't know, buddy. Because
I'm okay with whoever plays. If it's Wilson or Fields,
they might have to pull the plug. He loses 3 games, they're gonna put in Fields.
And if it's his fault, you think they're gonna go real quick and change?
Yeah.
If it's Russell Wilson's fault, sorry, mate. We gave you.
I mean, if he shits the bed, then all bets are off. I mean, hopefully I win a bet on FanDuel, I'll be okay if he rushes for 5 touchdowns. But if he shits the bed in the first month of September and it's bad, like really bad, then you're gonna have to make a quarterback.
What was that last comment that someone came up and looked like a supermodel?
Oh, supermodel, there you go. Spice Creations, there you go.
Spice Creations, man.
What kind of YouTube channel is that?
I don't know. The line has to play better. Russ can't do anything on his back all the time. The receivers are it's right. They have to do a lot better and get
So she's a model and she knows football.
And she can she knows the arugula and the oregano and the cinnamon and the nutmeg and all that stuff.
Oh, jeez. Frosty says time for Seinfeld. I wrote a comment on there. Another person's chat saying I'm sick of preseason. I'm going to go watch Seinfeld instead. So that's kind of cool. Eric says Who Day Bengals. Ooh, yuck.
What is that a joke they have? Is there?
I don't know what that is.
G'day, Eric. But Eric is from Eric's on your channel, Steelers Dynasty Podcast. So shout out to Eric on the Dynasty Podcast. And Owen says, can our OC scheme for that? I do hope so. Thank you, Sean, as well, for $5. When GP is covered, open, throw him the dang ball. And Spice, I think she's blushing a little bit, there, mate, from your comment there, Shane.
Oh, there you go, Shane.
But yeah, we're going to get out of here, though, because if you guys want to watch it back, any final thoughts, Shane, on this great podcast you missed? You're a bit busy.
I need to talk to my secretary about scheduling this a little bit better.
No, just tell him, hey, we were watching you, and you were putting
No.
your head down, and then you were texting. You were texting
You
Mark
guys.
when you were on it.
I was texting you guys
Yeah, and then I'm like
on my own podcast.
Yeah, we saw it come up. We featured you quite a lot.
I thought that would be good, but no, I appreciate having those guys on, and it's just, I'm trying to start my channel up, but I just want to go for 20 minutes, maybe 45 minutes for the first couple, until the season starts, because I don't want to go for an hour and a half. But anyways, so tomorrow, Bubba, we have our Steelers Dynasty podcast.
Yes, we do.
And we're probably going to have to start at 9:30 because it's the first day of school and there's like a football thing going on. I don't know how long it'll run.
Oh, you're fine.
So
busy. I'll talk about other stuff and then you just jump on.
Yeah. So first day of school tomorrow for the kids, and Friday's a football game.
Boy,
Saturday's
I wish I could go back to school. Oh man, first day of school. I wish I could do it.
So imagine that, Mark. Bubba as like Billy Madison.
My lunchbox. My night
like
rider.
Literally nap time. You have like one of those like Ultimate Warrior pillows that you kind of curl up with.
Yeah, I have my Hulk Hogan lunchbox.
You're like, lay off my cheese fries.
How would Bubba sit in like one of those kindergarten chairs though? They're pretty small.
Very, 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 very not easy at all. I'd probably break it.
I don't know. He would look like a gorilla hopping a football.
I'm going to tell you, I did a TV interview for Channel 8, Fox Channel 8 out of Johnstown, and I had a purple shirt on, and I looked like goddamn Grimace from the McDonald's. So that like messed me up mentally because I was looking at the camera and talking at the same time, and I looked bigger than I am. I'm like, Jesus God, TV puts 10 pounds on you.
As long as the Fry Guys didn't come out, you're fine.
The Hamburglar didn't jump me from behind. I'm good.
All right, let's end it there. That's funny enough. All right, so Shane, this will be new for you to see this. It's the intro, but now it's the outro. Thank you for checking out Steel Nation Australia and also Steelers Dynasty podcast. We do this podcast every single Tuesday. It should be, and we've got to figure out a time, and so we'll mesh it together with Shane's stuff too. But thank you guys for coming on. Great show. We're getting ramped and pumped up for the season, and I'm not too worried about the Lions game. I might watch it after. It is what it is. But here's the intro and outro. We'll see you later.
And make sure Spice she subscribes to our channel.
Yes.
Wow, you stopped it for that. Wow, Spice.
I didn't think so, but.
If you want to check out Steelers Dynasty Podcast, is their channel. What's going on their show right now as well? Yeah. It is this one here.
A lot of creations.
That logo, Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Type that into YouTube, and you'll find that same logo and link will come up.
She looks like a Laker girl. She
probably is a truck driver named Steve with like
probably.
Like a neck like hot dog rolls. But hey, it's Spice. If that's really you, God bless you.
God bless you if that is. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, you're saying it could be someone else, right? The internet is the internet.
You know how the internet, yep.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. Well, then here's the intro, outro. We'll see you later.
You're like, hey.
We're a big.
I went back in time and I got my hair. I went back in time and got Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. Get you some like these shorts.
Hey, you're standing up.
Easy.
Yeah. It's like balls of fairy.
So when JJ52 says, will Rhaegar make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Rhaegar, I know a place, Western Pennsylvania, where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long snap.
PhD, call her Dr. Boogie or Dr. Get Down and tell her she has a PhD. Get down. Like, play the music,
You know what? If she'd had some bling and looked like LL Cool J and Mama